Mirik in connection with the pandemic, I, Jeffrey Reddick, creator of Destination's final franchise, and our friend Daniel McBride, director of Underworld, have teamed up to launch this Creepfest online quarantine for short horror films by young filmmakers while we take a break from this anthology that we are shooting in Florida. So I think that this style of directing was inevitable, but like any narrative machine, regardless of the style of shooting, there is no shortcut to writing a story in professional direction and good work with characters. And everything else, we're always looking at a blank page like we've been doing for thousands of years. And we need to find characters, situations, dialogues, stories and rhythms that work and resonate, with which people can communicate. No film school. I've been thinking about the impact of the Blair Witch Project on many of the horror films it followed and how found footage has become a genre in its own right. I think that horror has been neglected, especially in the awards department, because its advantage is that it is a genre that much less talented filmmakers can avoid, because all you have to do is spread a few horrors, take the cat out of the closet and get his reaction. This was the thinking of this writer, when he was returning to Project Blair Witch, while he was preparing for an interview with co-director Daniel Mirik about the state and future of horrors. No Film School recently had a good conversation with Mirik about his work and where horror films go. I don't think many people understand that the movies I grew up with, such as Omen, Shining and Exorcist, are less horror movies than great horror movies. In fact, there is no excuse for the fact that there are no things that look good and have the quality of production that you would see in almost all kinds of movies. NFS, you mentioned the technology before, and the fact that many people have more opportunities to make their own movies and do so many things they couldn't do before. I think it is very revealing to many filmmakers, even from the side of feature film, that people want these things. I have to be optimistic, otherwise I won't sleep, but I think people always want good stories. I mean, I see The Joker as a great example of comic universe, a movie that none of the studios wanted to shoot. The research of dark and incomprehensible characters, which was really depressing and in the end was the most profitable movie in the franchise. So we had to rely a little bit on the actors to understand what we were trying to do, and get to know the characters, as well as the process we went through, which involved some direct interaction. I think people always want good stories. They firmly believe that it's the human elements of a horror movie that make sense, and the scary parts are much less scary without them.